Hello, my name is Bob Priest. I'm the principal of Van Wert High School. Each year, Van Wert City Schools puts on a teacher endowment banquet. This banquet is to recognize the impact that teachers have had on students. Allow me to give you a little bit of history to the teacher endowment banquet. Ralph Gallipoo, Glenn Livingston, and Gil Smith were persons of character. Their enduring legacy lives on in their students. Proof that a teacher can make a difference. None of these men sought recognition, yet each was held in the highest esteem. Their reward was self-evident, though often underestimated: the knowledge of a life well lived. This endowment fund is created in their memory and the memory of countless other educators who have dedicated their lives to the most noble of professions, teaching. On a normal year, we would have students bring the teacher who has had a direct impact on the lives of those students, stand and have each student read a letter to them in person. Because of social distancing and the inability to have this banquet, we have asked each student to videotape him or herself reading this letter. Over the course of the next 14 days, we will air each student reading this letter to the teacher who has made a difference in his or her life. And now I'd like to introduce Natalie Schreiber, senior, Van Wert High School, as she recognizes Michelle Turnwald, former Van Wert Middle School teacher.
Dear Mrs. Turnwald, when I found out that seniors write letters to the teacher who impacted their lives the most, my mind instantly jumped to you. I know it has been about 5 years since you last taught me in school, but the 4 years I had you in gifted class easily shaped me into the person I am today, academically and personality-wise. In elementary school, I perceived school solely as a 7-hour activity that I'm legally obligated to do. Those were my exact thoughts when I was 5, and I thought nothing more of it. But when I tested gifted and had the honor to have extra classes with you in 4th grade, my perception on academics changed completely. I discovered that learning can be fun if the teacher is not only intelligent and professional, but also compassionate, funny, and relatable. Because of you, I realized academics isn't memorizing vocabulary or reciting the organelles of a cell. It can be tied so easily into real life. Academics can be planning a round trip to an imaginary country, visiting museums around the state, or presenting research of other cultures and trying new things. I often think about the cow tongue we ate in 7th grade. My fascination with learning was fueled by you. I had joined the Quiz Bowl team in middle school because I figured I learned so much from not only school, but enrichment as well. The time I have spent with the team is easily some of my favorite high school memories, and I'm not sure I would have those memories if I never had you for a teacher. Recently, I received a full-ride tuition scholarship to Miami University because of my academic successes. The 4 years you had me in class inspired me throughout high school, and now I get to go to one of my dream schools on a highly coveted scholarship. I have no idea how words can ever thank you enough for that. Furthermore, you helped me come out of my shell throughout middle school. Maybe you remember, but I used to be the most bashful child in the world, and I know I was not very sociable the first few weeks at enrichment. However, you showed me that it's okay to let loose and have fun, even in school. The activities you had for us would brighten my entire week, and I look back at enrichment with the fondest memories. I honestly cannot think of ever having a bad experience with you. You always could make me laugh, and I love that all of us in class had such a unique bond with each other that hasn't been replicated in my life yet. Enrichment felt like my second home. You had made it so welcoming and comforting. I felt like I could be myself there, goofy, talkative, and altogether a little more outgoing. My evil French laugh, because I really thought I was such the comedian, and baby blue bonnet are some of my favorite inside jokes amongst the groups. Because you let us be ourselves in enrichment, you taught me how to be a little more extroverted. I made some of my best friends during high school because I wasn't painfully shy anymore, and I could actually hold conversations with people. For that as well, a million thank yous would not suffice. I often wonder if people know how much they can impact others' lives. Did the time I smiled at a stranger on the sidewalk brighten a particularly bad morning for them? Did the advice I gave to an acquaintance one time lead them to make an important life decision? Who knows if those questions will ever be answered, but I want you to know for a fact that you impacted my life in the biggest way possible. Simply being in your class set off a huge chain reaction that led me to go to college and make lifelong friends. You only taught me for 4 years, which is only 22% of my existence, but the impact you had on me is going to continue for the rest of my life. Thinking about enrichment gives me such a painfully happy nostalgia. If I could go back in time and have you teach me again, I would not hesitate for a millisecond. I guess the best way I can sum up this letter is to simply say, thank you, and I genuinely appreciate everything you taught me. Sincerely, Natalie Schreiber.
I would like to thank you for listening and learning how this educator has impacted the life of this student. Students, I'd like to thank you for taking time to video yourself, sending me that message so that we can let the educator know of the impact that he or she has had on your life. And for those educators who are receiving those letters, congratulations. You carry on the legacy of the three gentlemen that I mentioned at the beginning of this video, and know that you are persons of character and the legacy lives on. I congratulate you. Thank you.